Today we're making a matching t-shirt and hat set for a local dance crew, and we wanted to do something that's very unique but very accessible. So we took a cue from our pals over at Siser North America and decided to layer Holographic with EasyWeed. This is a fantastic combo, and it's gonna give us a look that we can't get with any other print method. Let's show you how we did it. But first, do me a favor, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this in your feed every week. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're here in Leonardo Design Studio. Gonna go ahead and bring in my graphic, gonna go to open. This is it right here. I want it to be editable artwork. And I do want to just split these up really quick. I'm gonna right click, ungroup them. And this one is actually a bunch of files, so I'm gonna regroup everything. Oh, maybe not. Oh good, it's all together. So I'm gonna move this purple one. Actually, we're gonna make a copy first. I like making sure everything is nice and centered. There we go. The reason why I did that is both these circles are gonna be the same size. And so when we're resizing them, I want them to be the same size together. And since this is going on a hat first, we're gonna bring that to about 2.5 inches right there. Okay, I'm gonna Control C and Control V to copy and paste respectively. And now for my hat. You could also punch in your dimensions here. I'm gonna punch in an 8. We're gonna get an 8-inch graphic for my t-shirt. And now we're gonna go ahead and move our purple layers out of the way. The purple, by the way, is representing the holographic layer. And then the black is going to be my black base layer. And again, this is not necessary. I just like things being centered. So I'm just going to center them. There we go. And now that they're both selected, I'm gonna send design. I only wanna send the selected artwork. I'm not interested in separating by color at the moment. And what setting I do like to do is move each color layer to the origin. If you use the current matte page or location, it's gonna cut in relation to its position right here on the mat. And I prefer that the cutter just start cutting right at the origin point to save space. So we're gonna go back, send design, and we're gonna move each color layer to origin. That's just my preference. You can do whatever you want. We're gonna hit send. It's gonna give us a preview. And then once we're ready to go, we could just send it to cutter. All right, so to load the vinyl, there's a lever here on the back. You lower the lever to raise the wheels. And now we can put our vinyl all the way in, gonna feed that in. So what I like to do is, I'm gonna go ahead and line it up with this just outside that line right there. I'm gonna use that for reference to make sure my vinyl is straight. I'm gonna move the pinch wheel over just a little bit. Of course, making sure that it's directly over the gritty area, which pull that back out just so you could see it. Your pinch wheel has to be directly over this gritty area on the bottom roller bar. You don't want it over the smooth area like that shiny part. You want it over the gritty area. I'm gonna move it over as far as it can go while still being in full contact with that gritty area. Now I could load my vinyl back in. I got a lot of vinyl here. I probably should have just trimmed this, but it's okay. Centering that. Gonna reach around, lower the pinch wheels, and now I'm gonna feed it to where the front of my vinyl is right about here at the crease. Using these buttons on top here, there we go. With experience, you'll learn exactly how close to the wheels you can get. This is just a good point of reference for me, so I always start there. Again, as you learn more, you can get a little bit closer. All right, so you wanna make sure that your cut settings are correct, and it's very easy to do with the Siser Juliet, thanks to this really cool and clear digital screen. We're gonna hit the cut settings button. Now, mine is already set to EasyWeed, but you could just tap on that. Because it's from Siser, they have all of their most popular materials already loaded in here. But let's say when we're ready to switch to holographic, we could just hit holographic, load, and it's ready to rock and roll. Don't forget to switch between materials before you cut though. You always want to double check your cut settings. Now, I'll give you a little tip. This thing can cut really fast, and I like to just crank it. Crank my speed to 13. If you want to be 100% sure, you could do what I just did. Do a little test cut by hitting the test cut button in the bottom right corner. If you're able to weed this cleanly, as you see right here, that means your cut settings are perfect. You could even lift it to check, make sure it didn't cut through the bottom. That's perfectly fine, ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna scoop my vinyl back just a little bit so I don't waste any. And we're good to go. Let's go. Okay, and now here comes the fun part. It's time to cut our holographic layer. Now for this one, as you can see, it's gonna be hitting all three of my wheels. If that's the case, I'm gonna let that be a little bit closer to the center. And then of course, I want this one as far out to the edge as I can. So now we're back in Leonardo Design Studio. I'm gonna go back to my design. Gonna get these out of the way. I'm gonna select my two purple circles because these are going to be what we're going to use for the holographic. And again, this is just for me. It has no effect on the finished product. I just like things being centered. Center those, send them to design. And we're going to repeat the same thing. We want the selected artwork only. And I want to move each color layer to the origin, meaning this is going to start at the very top of my vinyl to make sure that I'm not wasting any material. We're going to go ahead and click send. We're gonna, leave all these settings as is. We've already done our test cut, and this is ready to go. We're gonna click send to cutter, hit enter. We've already tested everything. Let's go. Let's go ahead and feed our vinyl out. And now we're gonna move on to weeding and pressing. I'll always do the easy thing first, and weeding out two circles, it does not get easier than that. If you guys know me, you know I hate weeding vinyl, but weeding two circles, I mean, anybody could do this. There we go. Now, I should have pre-trimmed this, but it's okay. Okay, the hard part is out of the way. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's go press these. All right, so we're here with the Stahls Hotronix 360 IQ cat press. This is like the Cadillac of cat presses. It's an absolute game changer. I don't have time to go through all the details, but what I will tell you is that this special kind of molded dual silicone heated lower platen, this is the key right here. I'm working with a structured trucker cap. And usually with the structured caps, the curve of the hat doesn't always fit the curve of the heat press. So you gotta add foam, padding. I'm not sure what kind of magic they did with it, but one thing I do know is that we can load our structured caps directly onto the lower platen. Kind of go on an up and over, and then let that clamp down. Gonna position my cap right here. And again, because it's heated, the hat just kind of molds to it. It's awesome. I'm gonna do a pressure check really quick before I actually load anything. That's good. That's gonna be good pressure. And let's go ahead and put our EasyWeed transfer on first. And kind of pinch the top and bottom. That's gonna give me some creases to let me know right where the center is. I poke my head over here. Gonna find my placement. And then because EasyWeed, it has that kind of sticky carrier, I don't need any heat tape or anything to put it on there. It's actually ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna press out. Now what's cool about EasyWeed is we don't have to give it the full 10-second press since it's just the bottom layer. Boom, we're just gonna tack it down a little bit. We're gonna layer our holographic material over this image. I'm gonna center it right over. There we go. And that looks like it's gonna hold. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in place. Now my settings are a little modified for this because we have the lower heated platen. I can go a little bit lower temperature than necessary and for a little bit less time. Something that's really cool. This is also an auto open. You saw me manually open it for the black layer, but since this layer is getting the full press, I was able to leave it completely closed and it opened on its own. Now, holographic is a cold peel. You can kind of already see how cool it is, but let's go ahead and do our full peel and reveal. Look at that. This is a truly unique effect. It looks phenomenal, and I'm glad we have it on video because taking a single picture is not going to do it justice. You don't get to see that cool kind of shimmery color change as we turn it. This is only available with holographic vinyl. All right, now let's do the t-shirt. All right, so here we are with our signature series, 16 by 20 inch heat press. I love this thing. This is actually going to be the auto open version. Gonna load our t-shirt, make sure it's centered, and we're gonna pre-press. Now usually for the pre-press, I'll just kind of hold the machine in place. You could clamp it down if you want to, but you only need to pre-press for about 5 seconds or so. So now we're gonna start with our base layer again, which is gonna be this EasyWeed layer. And I wanna make sure that it's centered. So I am gonna do the fold over trick where we kind of crease it. Helps me get a good visual on center, and then I'm also gonna just measure it there. Now for this one, I am gonna cover it with a cover sheet. Gonna use our Pro Grade non-stick, and we're gonna press that. Now we're only gonna press the first layer for about 5 seconds. That's the cool thing about EasyWeed is you don't have to give it the full press if you're layering it. We really just want to tack down this layer. I'm gonna put this layer of holographic over it. Make sure that it's centered. We're gonna cover that. And now we're gonna give this the full 20-second press for our holographic layer. And just like that, our auto open machine opening automatically, doing its thing. Now this is going to be a cold peel. So what I'll do anytime I have a cold peel is I'll just carefully fold it over, and then I can take it over to a table to cool down like this. All right, so we've brought our t-shirt over here to cool. It's completely cool, and now we get to peel and reveal. I know you can kind of already see it, but let's make it official here. Look at that. Of course complemented by the matching hat. This is going to be an amazing combo. This is actually going to be for a dance troupe. This is just a sample. Got a few of these to make. Absolutely amazing. Like being able to just see all these different colors. That's why I'm glad we did it on video. Again, photos would just get like one color, but as you see it on video, you can see all the different colors on there. This is something that you can only do with holographic HTV. You can't really do this with any other print method. And there you have it. We were able to achieve this super unique and super cool look using just 2 materials, Siser Holographic and Siser EasyWeed, both of which are available at HeatPressNation.com. Not only do we have those products, we have a huge selection of Siser products and America's largest collection of professional heat presses and heat transfer equipment. You can find it all at HeatPressNation.com.